Hi all, it's Barb coming from my craft studio. I went shopping yesterday. I went to Michael's, Sam's Club, and Meijer. Sam's Club, all I bought was TurboTax. That's the main reason we went there. We bought a couple other things, snacking food-wise, but that I'm sharing in the haul. This is all we bought was the TurboTax. Time to think taxes, yuck. At Michael's, they had a 50% off coupon yesterday. So I actually bought two of these. I went through the line and bought one, and I had a hubby go through another line and buy the second one. And so they were regular $4.99, so we got them for $2.50 a piece. That gives me one for our bedroom. I want to have like a lilac one going. I've set it on a timer, so it's like on for a few hours before we go to bed, so it kind of gets that scent in the air before we go lay down, because lilac's supposed to help you, lilac or lavender is supposed to help you sleep. So, and then I just want one for in the craft room when I'm in here to use. At Meijer, I found these calligraphy markers. They were on clearance. I don't remember for how much for, but they were on clearance, so I picked those up. I've been trying to practice lettering. I don't like my handwriting. I'm not very good at lettering. It comes with not liking my handwriting. But I'd like to learn how to letter better, and so that at least for my crafting purposes. So I bought that, and then at Dollar Tree, I only bought a few items. I spent $3 and something because I bought 3 items. I bought hand sanitizer. It's like drying hand sanitizer. Because I don't really do that. I actually think a lot of people end up getting sick because they over-sanitize, so when they do get exposed to something, it hits them so hard. I mean, not that I don't keep things clean, but I think sometimes we disinfect so much that we're not exposed to anything, so if we get exposed to something, it like knocks us flat on our butt. But I heard these clean up ink very well from like your desktop and stuff, so I'm gonna try it. Now I can always use them with my hands. And then I found 2 more of the Hampton Art stamp sets. I'm keeping they each have that little number on the back there, and it's different for each one, so I'm keeping a list of the numbers that I've bought on my phone so that I can remember which ones I've bought and which ones I haven't. Initially, it was very easy because they were in order, so I could remember that I had like from 19 to, I think, 22. Now I have from 19 to 23. And then this one's 30. So, that's all I've got. I've been working on the Get Organized Challenge. This week is paper. So I went through all my paper. I pulled all of this out of some of it's not very pretty, and most of it is really lightweight, and I've discovered I just don't use that paper, so I pulled it out. I was thinking of making envelopes, but I'm not making that many envelopes, so I'm thinking I might end up giving some of it to see if my daughter, ask her if she could use it in her classroom. Maybe the kids can use it for art projects or whatever. I might keep a little bit of it for making some envelopes, but I did, if it was cardstock and I didn't like the back, I flipped it over and I put it in, I didn't like the front of it, and it was just one-sided, so it was white on the back. I put that in with my white. I have a hard time justifying throwing out, especially cardstock. Cardstock's expensive, especially good quality cardstock. But if it was white on the back, I figured I can use that for layering of like die-cut images where it doesn't really matter what's on the reverse side. Or on some of the 3D projects, a lot of times the base layer's white. So that pattern set's going to be inside and nobody's ever going to see it. So I did that. I also went through all of my paper pads. I don't know if you can see. This cube here was full of paper pads here, and then this is just chipboard from different things. I want to get where I only keep that one box full of chipboard, and As it empties, you always get new chipboard, and I can use that. I didn't tear apart my holiday ones like Christmas and Valentine's. I left those intact, though I am debating just tearing them apart as well. Then I don't. It's easier to thumb through the paper like this than it is to pull that pad off and go through the whole thing. This is just some from a paper pad. A cup might be more than one. I think it is just one paper pad. It's the last paper pad I tore apart, and I haven't filed it into my system yet. I need to do that yet. But I just decided it was a hard decision to make to tear those apart. But I do think I will use that paper now. Before, if I needed, like some of the projects will say, oh, you need a blue piece of paper, blue piece of pattern paper. Sometimes it'll tell you dots or flowers, but you know, basically you can use any blue pattern paper. Well, if I didn't have something in my filed with my loose paper, I had to go through all those paper pads to find one. So I think it'll be easier for me this way. And if something had a theme, I stuck it in a theme. So I might even do that on, I don't know if I'll do it with the, like this is a newer Valentine one that I had bought a few weeks ago, which is still full because I haven't done any of my Valentine projects. I need to do that yet. But if it has hearts, I would definitely leave it in Valentine's. But like this, I don't know whether I'd leave that in Valentine's or just move it to probably my pinks because it's mainly pink. That one would go with Valentine's. Like this one too. It could go in my pinks. For a while, I'll probably leave it all in Valentine's until I use a good portion of it up. But after that, and this is my other dilemma, is like this one's double-sided. I like my double-sided. Sometimes you have a project where you need double-sided cardstock. I really don't want to have to go through it all, so I'm thinking in my patterns, I kind of separate it out like dots, floral, glitter. I'm thinking I might have a section that says double-sided, just so that if I need a double-sided sheet of paper, it probably doesn't matter as much whether it's dotted or flowered. I can just go and pull the double-sided out of that particular section. I'm doing all my solids and then all my patterns and kind of trying to go in order with my patterns. So that's a project I'm still working on. But I really want to get sleeves for the paper too, but we'll see how that goes. Next week in the challenge, it will be embellishments. So I have a few things, like I'm going to, and I might save these till that week to do that. Some of the paper pads had the cut aparts. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut them apart. I might actually do that during embellishment week because I don't have a lot of embellishments to deal with. And then file them into my 4-section system wherever they go so I can find them. And I'll probably flip through my scrap rack again and see if there's anything in there that I just know I'm not going to use, but we'll see how that goes, whether I get to that or not. I want to try to, I still have, if you watched my tour, you've seen I had a big box of scraps. I've gotten through about half of that, maybe a little more. Maybe a little more. I want to finish going through that and getting those filed into my system, back into the system, and I really want to try to do better at keeping up on my scraps. That's one of my goals for the year. One of the other things Tiffany suggested for this year's challenge, I want to get a different binder for it, but for now I had this one, so I used it, is a what did you do today type journal. And I decided to combine it with my word of the year, which is focus, which is kind of a weird word to focus on, but I decided to go with that because I need to retrain myself on focusing because I have a difficult time with it since my illness. I'm sure age has a little bit to do with it too, but the illness really made me, for a while I couldn't stay focused on anything, and every now and then I just kind of still do that where I kind of float off. And Puppy was giving me a hard time the other day. I said, I really wish you wouldn't do that because I said, I'll tell you what it is. I said, every now and then my mind just goes blank. and I can't think of anything. And I said, I said, I get why you put fun at it, because hey, it probably is funny to watch, but I said, it is very disconcerting to experience. Anyways, I had also kind of had, I think I put it as 5 areas. I had it as 4 areas that I kind of wanted to focus on in my life this year as well. But one of the big things is focus on one task at a time in order to be more productive. I have crafting, and then I divided it into a schedule, organization, wish list. I want to create a written wish list, because sometimes I can't I remember I see a product, I know I want that on my wish list, and then later I don't write it down right away, and then I can't remember it. So I want to create a wish list, and I think I kind of want to do it by categories, like you have ink, stamps, dyes, that type of thing. Machines, even though I probably won't buy a lot of machines, but I want to have it kind of written down. And I'm sure that some things, as it gets out further, some of those things will come off the wish list, just because something new comes out that I'd rather have than that. But and then social media, because I want to try to do better at posting to social media. I have a blog, and I haven't written in it in a while. I have a Facebook page. Not only I actually have 2 Facebooks. I have one that's totally personal, and then I have one that I accept friend requests from social media crafty people that I've interacted with. I think that is linked in my YouTube bio. And then I also have a Facebook group called Barb's Craft Studio. I only have, like, I think maybe 4 or 5 members in that group, but I have it. But I want to get better at posting projects that I've shared, that I've done, sales that I see either online or whatever, even though I don't buy them. If I think, hey, that looks like it'd be a really good deal for somebody, share that. I also want to, I've been using Instagram a little more, and I kind of want to keep that up. I have a Pinterest page, and I have a board on Pinterest for social media, so I kind of want to share when I write a blog, share that to my Pinterest page, so it's there. When I make a YouTube video, share it to there. YouTube, keep up on it on a regular basis. And I have a Twitter account that I rarely use. I'm thinking I should at least probably try to share that, and maybe try to build up my social media a little bit. I don't really care about, I don't want any financial type thing from it. That's not what I'm looking for. And I have so few subscribers, honestly, that's not even worth considering. But I don't care about that part. I do the social media stuff for fun. I enjoy doing it, so that's why I do it. And then I have finances, health, home organization and cleaning, and then I made one for holiday decor, so I could kind of check. There's certain things I like to have for each holiday for decorating, and I want to keep a checklist of which ones I have covered. I'll kind of wrap this up real quick, because I don't have a lot of time left before. I'm still in the process of setting it up, and I want to type more out, but like I did kind of type an index for it, but I do want to type more of it out, because I don't like my handwriting. So there's certain things that I want to type out, and then of course I will add to it with handwriting. Anyways, that's all I've got to share today. Thanks for joining me. If you haven't already, please subscribe, like, or comment. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.